Joe, I feel like I can't commence this interview without saying, ladies and gentlemen, this interview is scheduled for 12 rounds. Well, it's probably not scheduled for 12 rounds, but we are beside ourselves with excitement, awe, and anticipation because the heavyweight contender for the championship of the world joins us. Alex Leapai, thank you so much for becoming one of the 1%ers this afternoon.
Thanks, guys, for having me on TripleM.
Tell us, you obviously got a massive fight ahead of you. Tell us what you're thinking. Tell us how your preparation's going.
No, look, all we're doing now, we're at the sparring stages now. All the other 7 weeks was just core and strength and conditioning. So now we're in the lead of sparring for the next 6 weeks. And look, everything's going to game plan. Just a matter of getting the mind straight and, everything should be good.
This big Ukrainian bastard, Klitschko, right? We're not on his side. He's got 15 or is it 16 centimetres extra reach on you?
Yeah, he's 6'7" and he's got a big reach, long reach on me.
So that's half a ruler. It's going to be making it a bit hard to get in there under him.
It is, but I fought a lot of guys who were a little bit taller than Klitschko, and I've got on top of those guys, and it's only taken 2 or 3 rounds. So look, it's the same thing with Klitschko, but he's going to be more experienced. But I just have a feeling that once we get inside and once he feels what we got, his game plan's going to go out the window.
And what goes through your head when you're preparing to step in the ring with someone who is, by any measure, a colossus, like
a monster?
Well, that's why, guys, we're doing the hard work now. You know, that's why all the heavy sparring now, like the sparring that we're going to have in this gym, it's just like we're actually fighting.
Really? So it's that hard.
It's that hard. You know, this is the hardest bit now. Training and getting this sparring and that. The fight will be easy once I get in there, and
all right.
Once I feel what he's got, I just say, "Hey, man, I've been hit by like that with the boys in sparring." And
Alex, I'm going to be as polite and as respectful as I can in this question, but I think it's a curiosity everyone has. So Klitschko has been, the undisputed combined heavyweight champ for a long time. He's made over $28 million. He's unified the belts. You have virtually made peanuts out of boxing so far.
Yep.
Why is he fighting you? And the sensibility that I think some people might have is that when you're a champ who's been there that long, you start to cherry pick a few easy wins? Or does he have to fight you because you're the next one in line?
Well, we did the right way. I was number 8 in WBO, and I went to Germany to fight the number 1 in the world for a world title eliminator. So the person that wins the fight gets the fight with Klitschko and becomes the number 1 in the world. So I went and fought the Russian Denis Boistov, and they pretty much had already set up the fight for him to fight Klitschko.
Yep.
But they didn't think about me. They didn't.
So you took his spot by knocking him out.
So I went over there and I knocked him out. I mean, I pretty much bashed him, and but it wasn't in the paper. It was supposed to be him fighting Klitschko, but
you stole his spot.
No, well, we didn't read the paper properly.
Alex, that's the boxing side of you. The man, and you're probably not as well known in Australia as you will be over the next few weeks, in particular after this fight. You've been to prison. You've got 5 kids. You're now 6.
Busy man.
And I believe you're quite devout and you've turned your life around. Tell us, how did you get to prison and then how did you get to where you are now?
Yeah, well, and like you guys all know, I've had a pretty bad past, and look, it all started with, I had a scholarship with to play for the Cowboys, and I bombed that scholarship, because I ended up getting in a fight in one of the games, and I took out a couple of players and I pushed the ref over, but then I got hooked into drugs and alcohol, and that was just wrong, and then went to prison.
So what turned it around?
Well, it all started when I was in court. Mum and Dad brought us to Australia, for good education. So eventually a good job, and it will set us up for the future, so we know what to do when we're on our own. But here I'm standing in court. When I look across and Mum and Dad's breaking down, and
Jeez.
I'm getting ready to get to jail, So that was pretty much the turning point, and just going inside, and I just got on my knees and I just prayed, asked the man to give me a second chance. Give me something.
What is it that you like about boxing? What is it that draws you to it? Is it? I mean, it's a very brutal sport. It's also been described as a very pure sport because it's just two blokes and their fists slugging it out to see who's better, or is it something that is an outlet for some of the anger you used to feel, or is it something that you do just because you're physically able to do it?
Yeah, look, it's to me, it's a gift. I've been given a gift. Like I could have been playing soccer or cricket. But the man upstairs has given me a second chance and has given me this gift. But for me, I get a we can jump off planes and you get people get adrenaline rush jumping off planes. I get adrenaline rush when I step in that ring. And
Okay.
I face this world champion, mate. It gives me it gives me a buzz. Like let's do it. Let's see how good you are.
What's your favourite boxing movie?
Mate, it's, Rocky. I always watch Rocky and
Right.
all those.
And are you scared when you step in the ring? Is that part of the rush?
Nah, never scared. You look, we're all made equal. This guy's another human being. 2 arms, 2 legs, heartbeat. The only thing is he's
Pretty
only
big arms.
just a little bit taller, and longer arms. But
Yeah, but you speak better English than him, so you're one up, right?
yeah, no. But look, on the night, it's only going to be me and him on the 27th of April, and no, it's going to be good.
And Alex, you said your favourite movie is Rocky, of course. The real Rocky Marciano, could punch with a force that most people could only imagine, which I think was 1,000 pounds per square inch. You punch even harder than that. Is that right?
Oh, I reckon I hit harder than that.
How do you measure that? Do you have a very brave person?
Well, we could
standing in
measure it
front
now, Joe. Why don't you stand in the corner?
of you? Let me just write my will 1 second. How do you measure that?
I don't know. I just look at the the guys who I spar, look at their faces, and it pretty much tells the story straight away, and they don't turn up the next day, or they don't answer
Right.
phone calls. So
Well, I've heard stories that you can punch through a glove, that the force of it sometimes goes through the glove. Is that right?
yeah, look, me and Noel, we've been working really hard on strength and punching, and some of the punches I throw with my overhand, I mean, I load them up that hard that my hands can't handle them. That's why they keep breaking.
Wow.
So you okay around an auto bank, or they're in trouble too?
Mate, they're going to be good. It's going to be good. So like I said, if it breaks, I'll just use my left hand. I still got one hand.
So when do you head to Germany? How much time are you going to give yourself there on the sausage and sauerkraut?
We're heading over there on the 19th. So the flight's on the 27th. So probably got about six or 7 days there.
Okay, it's not long for jet lag and stuff, is it?
No, well, the way we're gonna do it, we're gonna sleep when we gotta sleep. It's like we're gonna sleep Australian time, and we eat when we gotta eat, and
When you're preparing for a fight like this, what do you eat? Because you hear just staggering stories of the amount of protein you got to consume.
Raw eggs.
That's right. You're throwing back half a dozen raw eggs every morning. Take us through a typical day's diet.
yeah. Well, this morning, I had eggs and a bit of spinach and that, and I really get you guys are right. If I get a chance, I have a bit of steak and that. Get the protein and a bit of iron into the body and that.
What sort of volumes? How much?
Just enough. I can't really say about volumes,
yeah.
but
Don't
And
forget,
then-
Joe, we're dealing with a bloke here who's got experience at dealing with cops who are too nosy and ask too many questions.
That's right.
and plus, we, a bit of carbs too. With
Yeah.
sweet potato and that. Just before sparring, heavy training, we just load up on that, and it's something to burn when you're training. So you need all that stuff.
Alex, do you watch videos of this guy?
Yeah, we watched a few fights. I watched his last fight against Povetkin, and he does do a bit of holding and. And he's got a good jab too, but you take away the jab, he's got nothing. So those are kind of the main things he's got. But the holding, we're just gonna have to make sure that the ref and that's on. We're on.
Get
on
some
top of
cooking
that.
oil on your noggin. That's that sort of stuff.
Yeah. No.
Right. Well, it's been fascinating to speak to you. Obviously, we're all behind you. Good. We hate the Ukrainians almost as much as Putin does.
Haven't the Ukrainians been through enough?
So, Alex, we're right behind you, mate. Good luck and stay safe.
Thanks guys, and thanks Triple M, and God bless guys.